Good morning and welcome to Quays News with Joe Wilmot and Michael Adams.
Our top story this morning, a man has been shot in Prestwich after a break-in. Over to George for the latest update.
Last night, a man at his home in Prestwich was shot 3 times in the stomach after three men had broken into his house at around 8:30. Police were called to the scene after hearing bangings, complaints from the neighbours. So far, no one has been arrested, and the man is believed to have sustained massive injuries, but they aren't life-threatening. So back to you in the studio.
Salford housing management company Pendleton Together is reported to have known the cladding on their local tower blocks failed flammability tests over 5 months ago and have still not taken any action towards its replacement. The replacement of the cladding on Pendleton's tower blocks have recently come to a halt after construction started earlier this year. In result of the Grenfell Tower disaster, Salford Council promised to replace the cladding on their buildings to ensure the safety of their residents.
However, in recent months, residents have been left uncertain over exactly when this construction will finally be complete. This ultimately has caused for some to worry about the safety of their homes.
I'm not sure why they've stopped the cladding. They haven't really said anything, but I'm thinking it's because because of the Grenfell Tower incident. The material might be flammable, so that'll put everyone's safety at risk, which I'm a bit sceptical about, because I'm not sure if, because they haven't said anything, it makes me more worried.
Driving tests will be brought into place on December 4th this year. The changes will apply to England, Scotland and Wales and will see learner drivers carrying out new forms of tests. The Driver and Vehicle Standards Agency have altered reversing manoeuvres and will now require learners to carry out a 20-minute independent drive, follow directions from a sat-nav and answer vehicle questions whilst driving.
With road collisions accounting for over a quarter of all deaths of those aged between 15 and 19, the DVSA hopes the new changes will result in a safer future for young drivers.
If it was myself personally, sort of controlling it, I wouldn't have took the original 2 exercises out of the test, the reverse round the corner and the turn round on the road. I would have actually just added those additional exercises to that criteria. So instead of doing 1 of 3 exercises, you could do 1 of 5 exercises. Because if people don't have to teach something, some people won't teach it at all, when really they still need to be taught.
Train stations across Greater Manchester are on track to see some major regenerations in the coming years. The standard for the quality of stations was set rather high in 2015 when local charity the Hamilton Davies Trust renovated this station at Earlham, turning it into more of a social hub than a public transport link.
Now, every local council in Greater Manchester wants to do the same at every station in the area by the year 2167. I spoke to lifetime user of Earlham train station Adrian, who had been commuting here since 1959, to find out how the project has affected himself and the community of Earlham. Now, the Chancellor's budget recently announced plans for the creation of a new homelessness housing pilot in the north. Shelter Charity have named Salford the 2nd worst place in the northwest for homelessness. Even though many charities work very hard to help, it is still not enough, especially as we approach the winter months.
The old Crescent Police Station is one of many properties that remain derelict, unused and wasted. It's in desperate need of the proposed City Council regeneration project. Unfortunately, the plea continues to be rejected and the properties remain locked up. Angela Barrett discusses the issue.
Part of an organisation called streetsupport.com, where our volunteers, basically what we get donated or what we can put soup together for, from hot drinks, soups, clothing. The homeless situation in Manchester is out of control. There's more and more out as each week comes along. I think that the government should do multi-buy commercial properties and turn them into 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom affordable housing. And it would end homelessness in every city in Britain. There needs to be a designated
160 years. But this June, Warrington YMCA on Winmarleigh Street was forced to close its doors for the last time due to a lack of government funding.
The room at the Inn project just over the road offers hot food at mealtimes and accommodation for just 10 people a night. But as the cold winter nights set in, the number of people sleeping rough on Warrington streets is at an all-time high. Katie Smith has volunteered with the project for 12 months.
The facility that we had 12 months ago was miles better. There was more people that we could look after, cater for, help. And now, because it's so restricted, it's like people have dispersed. So, yeah, I think that the council hasn't helped in that respect. It seems as if it's washed its hands of the homeless people in Warrington.
And now over to Carrie with the sport.
It's been a successful week for both Manchester football clubs. Manchester United took the 1-0 victory over Brighton thanks to Lewis Dunk's own goal. As a result, manager Jose Mourinho is set to make changes for tonight's game at Watford, with Jesse Lingard, Daley Blind and Matteo Darmian all expected to be recalled. Manchester City scraped a 2-1 win against Huddersfield to keep the advantage of 8 points above the Manchester United in the league. They are currently preparing for tomorrow's fixture to face Southampton at the Etihad. The tickets for the George Groves versus Chris Eubank Jr. boxing match go on sale today. Tickets will be starting from £30 for the Manchester Arena clash in February next year. And that's all for sports. Over to Harry with the weather where you are.
A very good morning to you. If you woke up in Salford this morning, you might have opened your curtains to blue skies and sunshine. But don't be fooled by the beautiful weather. As we approach the end of November, the temperature is dropping, so expect highs of just 6 degrees today, with similarly deceptive weather throughout the week. It could be time to do a Liam Gallagher and put on your sunglasses and your big coat. Back to you in the studio.
And well, that's all from us on Quays News Morning Team for now. And you can find more stories online at quaysnews.net.
We'll be back at 3 p.m. tomorrow for your next Quays News Bulletin. From both of us, goodbye.